Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today we are talking about a fragrance by the jewelry maker of Bulgari. The one that we're talking about today is going to be out of the La Gems collection. The one that we're talking about today is Ambero by Bulgari. This is part of the La Gems collection. This is what the bottle looks like. It is actually plastic, so I bought it on a fragrance net for this video. So this one's supposed to be designed after the gemstone or the stone of amber, and you can see that based on the top here. The top is magnetic, really nice. The packaging is not that great. So this is part of their private range. So they have these in these bottles for the more masculine offerings, and then they have the ones that are kind of like a genie bottle for the feminine offerings. They're all supposed to be unisex, but these are the more masculine leaning ones, so that, you know, this is what it looks like. It is an absolutely nice bottle. When I got this on FragranceNet, they had an option to buy what I thought was a tester, but it was an unboxed version. So I'm assuming someone somewhere bought the fragrance, or, you know, they somehow destroy the box, which tends to happen quite often in fragrance, actually. And they put it on a shelf and decided to sell it to someone, and they have quite a few of these. The problem with that is that it has a couple little scuffs, you see that, and then a couple of things here. It did save me quite a bit of money because these retail for $3.49 for a 3.4 ounce bottle or 100 mils of juice in here. They are refillable bottles, but they do not offer refills as of yet. So I don't think they're going to. These bottles were launched, or some of these, most of them were launched back in 2016, and there has still not been a actual refill available for these bottles. Packaging wise, it's nice. I think that if they were to make it glass, it would be a lot nicer. Like I said, it is like a plastic type of coating. It's very nice. You know, you have your little, I don't know, it's kind of clunky. If you actually look at it size wise, it's not that big, but it's pretty big, you know. It's a 3.4 ounce bottle. Next to it, you know, I have a 8.6 ounce bottle, and it stands pretty tall. So, you know, it's a lot more filler than needs to be, you know, given for a fragrance essentially. So let's get right into the fragrance smell. So I have a handy dandy sprayer card. Yeah. Oh. So this one, like I said, is supposed to be inspired off of amber. So all of these scents are actually inspired off of gemstones, and, you know, actual stones in the world. They are a jewelry maker. So Bulgari is an Italian jewelry house. They also offer leather goods as well. They are part of LVMH, so, you know, Louis Vuitton, Dior, Givenchy, Guerlain. These are all made under the same umbrella, not necessarily in the same lab, but they are made under the same umbrella, so that says a lot. The quality typically with LVMH brands is pretty good. It's gotten a lot better. I know like houses like Guerlain have increased the quality in their product line, like Guerlain and Givenchy and quite a bit of other brands. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it. So like I said, the bottle is pretty clunky. So the big popular one out of this range is actually one called Tigar. I did get a sample of Tigar, and it was a really great fragrance. It was absolutely yummy. It was one of those that I was like, oh, I got a sample. I said, this is great. And then I was like, let's go buy it. And then as soon as I went to go see the price, I was like, let me think about it. I don't have a store here that actually carries it, so it's a little limited where I live as to what fragrance brands are available. You know, you have your Tom Fords, you have your Dior's. Tom Ford's private brand is available almost everywhere, so it's not a very hard brand to get. But other brands like La Collection Privée is hard to get because it's typically boutique exclusive or beauty boutiques, which there's not that many beauty boutiques here in the United States. So this smells absolutely incredible. So let's get into the notes. So the top notes are going to be amber, vetiver, and ginger. It's blended really, really well. I'm not gonna lie. It's I would say it's mass market appealing, so it has that really great quality to it where you can buy it and give it to a gift and be very sure that the fragrance is actually going to be, you know, received well. It's really, really gorgeous. You get the amber, so the amber is very light at top. I feel like there's citric notes at the top somehow. It's not going to be your bergamot because it doesn't have a bergamot taste or smell. It does have vetiver, but it's a very light, fresh vetiver. It's not a green vetiver. Then we get into the pink pepper, frankincense, and saffron in this. Some of these notes don't really vibe with what I'm smelling here. This fragrance is very light, very clean, very fresh, very aromatic. When I first sprayed it, I thought it was going to be something like Amber Nuit, which is, you know, amber fragrances typically go a little bit more on the soft yet, I don't know how to describe it. It's an ambery smell, so it typically smells very different. It's usually more late evening type of fragrance, and this fragrance is more, you know, casual daytime or clubbing fragrance. Projection on this, I can tell, is not going to be the best, but it's one of those that you would want to spray constantly because it is so good. God, this smells incredible. Like I said, it smells very similar to what some of their, you know, signature line would be smelling like, or the department store offerings, but better. So it's grabbing one of their fragrances from the, like I said, mass market, and then bringing it and adding some really nice elements to it. This fragrance was launched in 2016, so it is an oldie. Based on their website, I think this is discontinued. So they have a lot of other ones that are offered. This one's not on the list on Bulgari's website, but I mean, that potentially could mean that it's not available in the United States and it's available in other countries. There are quite a bit of discounters that do sell it, so I would definitely go out and get a bottle, because if you like things like, I don't know how to describe it, but if you like fragrances that are fresh and clean but have that ambery touch, like L'Homme Prada, you know, that's more of an iris fragrance, but you know, the cleanly soapiness to it, then I would definitely get one like this or a Sauvage. It doesn't have any like reference to having ambroxan or having bergamot or anything fresh in here, but this fragrance really lays fresh with that ambery touch to it. The frankincense are, they're very soft. It's like almost nothing there. This, like I said, this fragrance is blended very well. It's one of those fragrances that's almost blended too well to the point where if you smell it, you really can't tell what's in here, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. In this case, it's a good thing because it's absolutely incredible. Like I said, I'm not shitting you. Essentially, it's so good. I would definitely recommend this. They're typically really good at making fragrances. The perfumer for this is Jacques Cavalier. I recommend this. I give this a really high rating. It's such a good buy. You know, for 150, I believe it was 157, so around 160. It came out to 170 with taxes and shipping included. On FragranceNet. FragranceNet's shipping is absolute crap, I'm sorry, but FedEx always messes up the orders, always takes forever to ship. They say they're delivering on Wednesday, you'll get it next Wednesday. You get pretty good deals. I might make a video on that, you know, how to shop on FragranceNet, because it's very, yeah, if you know, you know, essentially, when you're buying from them. Some people will type up their, you know, the website and go to it and then go buy it, and they're paying full price. So like I said, it's a no, if you know, you know type of site. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. If you can find it with a box, I would go for that, because like I said, mine was one of the ones that was unboxed. Definitely a really great fragrance. I think I'm going to be wearing this. It's perfect right now for summertime, especially if you live in a humid climate. I did test it out. It does wear really well, but it is one that you have to reapply, and that's something that you have to keep in mind when you like fresh ambery scents, is that they're not going to be the long-lasting scents that you're used to when it comes to wearing like a deep, heavy fragrance. You know, if you like something clean and aquatic, or clean and fresh and, you know, soft, then you have to keep that in mind. Even if it is an eau de parfum, or even if it's a pure parfum, you have to keep in mind that you will have to reapply it because it is such a soft scent. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video. I am actually really looking forward to trying more of the La Gemme collection. Two of the fragrances that I've tried, I am absolutely in love with this range so far. It's so good. They did a really terrific job for these. Is it worth $340? That's really up to you at that point, because if you want to spend what you want to spend, you know, who's to say that that thing back there is worth $400? It's just up to you at that point what you want to spend your money on. If you're going to talk about if it's worth it, you know, price per mil, This is a lot cheaper than both of those. That is 1.7 ounces, and that is $400 now with their price hike. So yeah, like I said, it's really up to you when it comes to that. The nice thing about these as well, just before I leave you guys, is that these change based on your actual fragrance. So there's no label on here except on the bottom. So there's no way to tell unless you're putting the cap on. So don't mess up your caps and you'll be able to know. So yeah, definitely go check this guy out. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe and like and comment. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Bye.